Namaste and welcome to the Essence of Knowledge weekly meeting. This meeting is a part of the Essence of Knowledge program, which is available for free for all the seekers of knowledge on gyanmarg.guru. In these meetings, I try to answer your questions, try to clear your doubts, and help you to complete the program. So, as usual, if anybody has any questions or doubts, they are most welcome to ask the questions by writing. So we have a comment by Joshua. I am joining from work and may not be able to speak today. So just taking a second to say hi, thank you. You're most welcome. Yes, usually there is no need to speak here. I'm the one who speaks most. And questions are to be asked by writing. That saves a lot of time. So no voice, no video, simple questions and answers. We have a question by Joshua concerning suffering. What am I to do with world suffering? I'm thinking specifically of the situation in Gaza. I feel it and I also trust it as a part of the illusion that hell happens to be happening. But I am also feeling compelled to act. Is this from my ignorance? Okay, I'll read the rest of the question. On a practical level, what I'm doing is transforming the violence within myself, or more like allowing it to be transformed. I hope this makes sense as time goes, and I find it difficult to put the right words to some of the concepts. The words always obscure what I'm actually trying to get at somehow. Yes, it makes sense, and your suspicion is correct that it is a little bit of ignorance. There is nothing wrong in what this body mind does. It reacts to whatever is happening. That is what it does. So it is perfectly normal. There is suffering everywhere, and it is like this since the beginning. And the logical conclusion is it will be in some or other form. If not war and violence, there will be some or other form of suffering because of the duality. What is this duality? It is not our non-dual versus dual thing. Here the duality means that things are always balanced in the illusion. You can say it is the law. We call it law of the mind or law of the memory. This is how the illusion is currently. Whatever we are witnessing, it is like this right now. There is a law. That law also appears. And the law says that everything will be balanced. It is also called the law of polarity and law of pendulum, something like this. So why is there a law like this? Because the sum total must come out to be zero in the illusion. Sum total of all the actions. Why it must be zero? Because it is zero. It is emptiness. So nothing can go on happening in one direction only. Let us say positive direction. It reverses and then it starts happening in the negative direction. So there is no escape from this law. It is all perfect because balance, empty. From the point of view of the existence, it is all perfect. So why did I say it is ignorance? It is ignorance from the point of view of humans. The human being says this should not happen, only this should happen, which I like. So it's tiny amount of ignorance, and although you know that this is illusion, this is happening, and I added into your knowledge that this is a law, nothing else will happen. So even after knowing that, even after full knowledge, this mind body will react. Because this is perfectly natural. This is also a law. It reacts to whatever happens in the environment. So now the question is, what should you do? That is, what is your point, probably. And the answer is very standard on the path of knowledge, or at least in our system, which we are teaching here. Always do that which is necessary. It is very simple. Always do that which is necessary. Simply reacting will not do much. That is okay. It is the initial reaction. But if there is a desire to do something, it must be something which is absolutely necessary. And you will see that the world is very big. The universe is Very big. I mean, we cannot even imagine. And the human being is very small. It is like a speck of dirt, very small. So it can do only a little bit. Even if you think that it is necessary to wipe out the whole universe, clean it, still it will not be possible for a human being, because it is very small. So that which is necessary and that which is possible. Only thing that can go wrong is creating more suffering within you, thinking that nothing is happening according to my will. That is simply adding to the sum total of suffering in the universe. You need to reverse it. You need to say that whatever is happening is happening. It's okay. My mind says it is not good. That's perfectly okay. And it says that I can do something like pray or donate or something, you see, support, but not more than that. And there should be some acceptance there that nothing more will be done, which is also very good. The problem is creature, mind, body. It reacts to whatever it comes to know. It won't react to the million other things that are going wrong in the universe. And that is fortunate, isn't it? Fortunate. So you isolate yourself from something which it reacts to, especially those things about which nothing can be done by a single human. So that is why you will see that a practitioner or a seeker isolates and lives far away from the world, fully knowing that whatever is happening there is not good, is suffering, and fully knowing that I cannot do more than that. I am a tiny creature. And fully knowing that whatever happens for the good, you see. There must be some reason that is happening. That is also a law. It is called the karmic law. Law of action and consequences. So normally nothing wrong happens in the universe. This is the wisdom. That is why we are able to isolate from the world, fully knowing that nothing wrong happens. It is all a consequence of the actions, past actions. Whether it is a single individual that is suffering, or whether it is a family, or whether it is a society or a whole country. The law is very strict, and therefore, fully accepting this, we stay away, doing whatever we can. The only thing that can go wrong is you panic and you add to the suffering, making yourself miserable and doing something which should not be done, interfering in affairs of the world without knowing anything what to do. That can go wrong, you see. Only that thing can go wrong. Otherwise, the whole existence is nothing but perfection. I know it is very difficult for an average person, especially a worldly person, to digest this thing. They will say, no. My experience is something else. Everything is wrong here. So what do we do? Such people cannot be taught, especially the spiritual teachings are beyond their understanding. So we let them do whatever they do. So a guru will not interfere if the student or a worldly person dives into the worldly matters. Because the guru knows they will learn something. They will learn. There is always a lesson in whatever you do. So the suggestion is to minimize involvement in the affairs of the illusion and concentrate on your own well-being. That is the service to the whole universe. Your evolution is the evolution of the whole. You are the part. So when you shine, you add to the light of the whole. Probably that is what we can do. That is the best service we can do, is to remove our own darkness and become a lamp. One lamp. Enough. That much is enough for a human being. We are not burdened with more duty than this. So next question by Kulpreet. This lightness one feels when one practices. I am not this creature. Is this lightness experiencer? No. Experiencer is not anything which can be felt, seen or experienced. Am I right? The definition of the experiencer, which you are, your true essence, is it is not any kind of experience. Not lightness, not heaviness, not darkness, not brightness. I am asking Kulpreet, is this much clear to you? Okay, now check your question. You are assigning lightness quality to the experiencer. Is this your direct experience? That experiencer has any kind of quality? If it has a quality, who experienced that quality? That is the experiencer. Always step back and arrive at the essence. Hopefully it is clear. Never misunderstand any of the experience, whether it is sensation, feeling, emotion, thought, desire, bodily organs, or body, or physical objects as experiencer. Never consider them. Once you have done the elimination that no experience is me, nothing which appears and comes and goes is me, you should hold on to this formula. And now there is no need to even think, oh, I felt this. There is no need to think whether it is me or not. It is something which came and went, another feeling. The problem is you are not established in the essence and you are still trying to find something outside. That is the problem of Kulpreet. You are trying to find the experiencer outside somewhere. That I'll see something, I'll feel something one day. One day I'll know the experiencer. Am I right, Kulpreet? Are you trying this? Kulpreet is saying, I was wondering what this lightness is. It is very easy. If it comes and goes and is experienced, it is illusion. Why are you wondering? Because you did not pay attention to the definition of the experience. You are still thinking that some of the experiences will be part of the experiencer, will be me. Which experiences which do not happen every day, probably they are me. And that is also wrong, you see. If an experience happens once in a million years, still it is not you. Some experience is happening which is totally unusual, strange, which nobody had, nobody has seen. Still it is not you. You mean that which experiences it. The experiencer, witness, sakshi. It is not the essence. How will you recognize it in future? Very easy. The test is very easy. It will appear and then it will disappear. On the background in which this appearance and disappearance happens of anything is the experiencer. It is you. You can check it. Check it again and again. Next time, if any kind of feeling, emotion, sensation happens, apply this formula. Was it there before? No. Is it there now? No. That means it is not you. So hopefully it is clear. People must be thinking I am over explaining, but some people need this. Some students need very clear, repeated explanation of what they are. So remember this thing, another thing. Not only you need to apply the formula, you need to remember what I said. Write it down. Okay, next question by Karan. Kindly share some thoughts on how to observe and manage the spiritual ego. It is very strange, isn't it? Spiritual and ego, they are like oxymoron. They are contradictory. It should not be. There should not be such a thing. So what do I think about this? I have seen this, isn't it? Everybody must have gone through this kind of experience where they think that I am a great seeker. I am a big guru now. I am teaching everybody. I know everything. So the spiritual ego is seen when these thoughts are there. How to observe it? These kind of thoughts. And there can be negative side also. Everybody is ignorant. Everybody is stupid. They are inferior. And this is also spiritual ego. Why these thoughts are there? Because some accomplishment happened. Some success happened in the field of spirituality. And the credit is again taken by the ego. It does it. There is nothing wrong, you see. The ego is not a problem here. The job of the ego is to take the credit. Like the joker in the circus. When everybody has performed, the joker comes first on the stage, takes the credit. The joker thinks that everybody is clapping for me. So the same thing. Ego comes, says, I did it. All the spiritual success is mine. So there's nothing wrong. See, Nothing, It is its natural function to claim, to take ownership. My body, my family, my job, my money, me, the most important thing in the world. So this is function of the ego. And the same thing is now applied to spiritual activities. This is how you can observe it. That it is the same ego. How to manage it? Do not manage it. Who will manage? The ego itself. If something in you is trying to manage something else, it is the ego only. Hopefully you understand. There is no second me. Hopefully there is no second me. Otherwise it will be some kind of mental distortion, isn't it? What is called double personality or something like this. There are two you in the mind. So there is no other. There is only ego. So nothing can be done, you see. So what to do then? Observe it only. Do not try to manipulate the activities of the ego, because that is ego itself trying to fix it. And it will fix it. Then it will say, oh, I killed the spiritual ego. I am the winner now. So nothing really went away, you see. It changed the costume, came back. I mean, this is my personal opinion that we should not manage it, should not try to kill it or destroy it. It is simply a transition point, you see. It is happening because this awareness has not taken over the ego completely. But there is still some spiritual achievement, which is not bad, you see. If something was achieved, knowledge or practice or bookish knowledge, it will go away as the progress happens. The ego will become less and less, and then it will laugh at itself that I was so stupid, I thought I did this. And then this laughing ego will also go away. It changes forms for some time, and you watch it. It's like entertainment, free entertainment. And the problem is people also watch it, and those who are senior, they laugh. It's okay, it's fine. We all go through these stages. Karan is saying, so then it also has to be observed in the light of awareness. Yes, and you will see that if there is light of awareness, there won't be any kind of ego. Spiritual, non-spiritual, worldly, not worldly. Nothing. Divine, not divine. Holy, not holy. Nothing will be there. Still this body mind will function. Still, whenever there is ego, there is a need of egoic activity, it will happen. Somehow. This is how it is. But it will not go out of control. It will not cause any problems in your practice, even if it is there. Because the light of awareness will see, yes, it will show you that this is happening now. There is an ego right now. It is producing this kind of thoughts and emotions. And then, like everything else, that also goes away. It will last for a few seconds. And if you do not act it, if you do not give it any energy, do not fuel it, it will disappear. And with time, slowly, these thoughts and feelings and emotions, they will stop coming, because their uselessness, worthlessness is seen. And more importantly, it is seen that it is actually an obstacle in the spiritual progress. And now that is another big topic. How this spiritual ego stops your spiritual progress. This usually happens in the tantric path, the path of occult, where somebody achieves a little bit of power, and that completely stops their progress because they go mad. They are obsessed with that power. This will especially happen when there is no teacher, there is no master. So master can warn you, the guru can see this is happening and can bring you back. But if the guru is also like that, then there is no hope. So on the path of knowledge, what can happen is a little bit of knowledge can cause a spiritual ego. I know everything now. Everybody else is stupid. So that is why there is a warning in your program. This is the pitfall. This will actually stop your progress. It does not matter how much knowledge you have. Any kind of ego, or we call it hubris, will actually stop the progress. But the guru can beat it out of you if you are surrendered. But the guru also does not do anything, because it shows up. It shows up as suffering. Anything, any egoic activity always shows up as suffering if it is not necessary, if it is unnecessary activity. The person who has this kind of spiritual ego, they stop progressing. Nobody pays attention to them because other seekers are very sensitive. They will sense what is happening there and they will withdraw. The guru will not teach anything to such a person. That person will be seen as debating and throwing his knowledge everywhere and calling other people names and so on, accusing them. He will get some kind of superiority complex or something. Totally isolated. Nobody even tells them that you are like this, because usually spiritual people, they do not interfere in the matters of others. Only the guru has the right. But sometimes guru also says, right now he is drunk, poisoned, and then, because the guru knows it is a phase, it will go away. And it usually goes away. Usually. Fruits are suffering. The fruits are fall from the higher position. Fortunately, there is an auto-correction mechanism in the mind. It progresses a little and then the ego increases. Then it progresses even somewhat more, and then the ego is seen, the awareness shines, and then it goes away. And the only thing that can go wrong, I always say these things that what can go wrong is that you take it seriously. You get a thought that it is my ego. My ego means what? The ego itself is saying, this is a problem in me. The ego says. It has simply changed the party, nothing else. So it starts fixing it. It will go to the guru and say, please beat me because I have a lot of it. And something like that. That is the drama of the ego. That, paying too much attention to it and giving too much importance to it is the only thing that can go wrong. Let it come. Let it go. If you are committed to your spiritual practice, awareness practice, then that can go away in a few days sometimes. As soon as it comes up, this is ego, yes, and it will go away because it will not get the food. It will die off. So giving it too much importance and thinking it is me, there is some fault in me, I need to fix it, I need to manage it, and not paying attention to the suffering it is causing and is retarding the progress, not paying attention to these things, that can keep it going for some time. So hopefully that was helpful. Awareness is the key. Awareness is the solution for everything. We never want to kill the ego. At least on this path, we do not kill anything. Because that means there is ignorance that I am doing something. No, there is nobody to do anything. We simply observe, become the witness. We do not destroy the activity of the mind. We rise above the activity of the mind. That is the key. How to manage anything at all in the mind and body? Rise above it. There is nobody to manage. It is the ego in a different costume of manager now. The only solution is to rise above. You cannot solve that problem at the level of the mind. You need to transcend the mind. That is possible only through awareness. Karan is saying, yes, for me currently there are small periods of time of awareness. And there are time periods where the ego starts to think. In a few moments, though, I start to witness it and it goes away. Which is very good, yes. It is good progress and the progress happens slowly. Nothing will happen overnight. So prefer it. Prefer this kind of state of the mind where there is light and awareness. And this will speed up. This will speed up the awareness practice. No fight, no attacking, no defending. Simply prefer the positive, the light, the bliss, peace. Shaila is saying, bliss is a state which is not constant. So we can categorize it as an experience. And number 2, I felt my words were very hollow and superficial when I was talking with my nephew. Should I be worried? So answer to the first question is, bliss is the state of the experiencer, not a mental state. Why it is called bliss? Because there is no suffering, there is no wanting, and there is no happiness, which is a reaction to fulfillment of desires. And there is no activity in the experiencer. Plus, it is all accepting and present. That's all. Complete peace. So, that is why we say that the experiencer is blissful, peaceful. And you are that experiencer. So, it is your state. And because it is experiencer itself, it is constant. It never goes away. Mental states are exactly opposite. They are simply reactions of the mind, activity of the mind, and they are not constant. It comes and goes, and therefore we do not call it bliss, even if it is very positive. Even if the activity of the mind is very positive and peaceful, we are not interested in it because it is happening in the background of the bliss. We are interested in that. That is me. So, usually, sometimes, we differentiate between happiness and bliss. Happiness comes and goes, as you know, and bliss is constant. That which is me is bliss. So, this is how we differentiate. But some teachers may not differentiate. So, what is the formula here? That which comes and goes, positive, negative, whatever, is not bliss. You can say like this. It is not me. I am bliss. Experiencer is the bliss. So, instead of getting lost in the words and vocabulary, you can use this formula of impermanence. Bliss is always permanent. You can check it. If it is not like this, let me know. And mental activity, which is different experiences only, including positive experiences, they are impermanent. Sometimes we call it bliss also. I am blissful today, no thoughts, no negative thoughts, no stress. But what has happened is the regular activity of the mind is a little bit less today. And the background is shining through it. Background is bliss, experiencer. But it is always there. If you are very aware, you will not pay attention to what is happening in the mind, or you will pay attention only if it is required, and then you will be established in the bliss. Because you will see that it is always there. Why it is always there? It is me. I am always there. So it looks like only confusion of the words here in the first question. You can adopt the word happiness for the state of the mind and bliss for the state of the experiencer. That will avoid this confusion. Some people will say pure bliss. Instead of bliss, they differentiate the state of the experiencer as like this, pure bliss. And bliss, which is probably not so pure, and that is state of the mind. The test is how to know. It comes and goes. Bliss never comes and it never goes. Number 2, should I be worried? See, that I which is worried is ego, not you. Try to disidentify with this thing that worries or talks and judges everything that this body-mind is doing. Have you done that? Have you done that kind of disidentification? I am asking Shella. Shella is saying, I am trying this disidentification but not yet settled in it. And that is showing, isn't it? Your question shows it. So that is your job. Not stopping the worry and not starting the worry. The problem is, you think that you have a nephew and you think that your words should be a specific kind, not of this kind. They should be of that kind, which is better. And you still think that these people are real and they are your relatives. Now you should be worried about that. Why is there so much ignorance? Especially when you are on the path of knowledge, you got the teachings, you verified them, you said they are true, then you passed the exam. Now you are doing the awareness practice. Now you should worry why everything failed for you. That is the point. So this is a point to worry. How did that happen? Can you tell me? Shall I say, I thought it could be some mental issue. And the mental issue is ignorance only. If you were in knowledge, if you are in complete awareness, you won't even talk to people. There is no question of hollow, superficial, negative, positive, bad words. No, these things are impossible. If you are in awareness, you won't feel like even talking to anybody. You won't identify these people as your relatives also. That is the perfect state of the mind. So will nothing happen? No, everything will happen naturally. If you need to scold somebody, that scolding will happen because that is needed that time. If you need to talk to somebody lovingly, that will happen. It is not that you will fall dead because you are in awareness. No, it will become, the life will become more alive because now everything is happening in the light. And the issue is your priority is somewhat mixed up. You are giving more priority to the worldly things. Am I behaving correctly? Is my mind not good? Should I say this? Only then there is no mental issue. So that is the problem. Your priority should be your spiritual path. Otherwise, why will you take up this program and so on? You see, why will you come to the meeting? Something else is your priority, that I must fix myself, my behavior to others and so on. That can be priority. There's nothing wrong in that. But then this path of knowledge will not help you. The path of knowledge does not cure any mental issue or bodily issue or social issue. It will not do anything. What will the teacher say? Exactly that which I said. There is no nephew. There is no mind. Nobody speaks the words. It is all an illusion. Your mind is reacting to itself. That is double illusion, you see, just ego. And that is what the teacher will say. And that is completely useless if your priority is to fix things in the world. The path of knowledge will cause, you can say, detachment. So much so that you will stop thinking, who is my nephew and what did I say? Did I say anything? What is the worry here? Is my mind not working? You see, saying that this is my mind is itself a mental issue. It is not yours. Probably that is a little bit of too much advanced thing. Some people will say, should I not correct all these things, my behavior and all? And no, on path of knowledge, we do not pay attention to this. And then what do? We pay attention to our real essence, to the knowledge. And these all things that are happening, which the ego says are good or bad, they disappear. Nobody remains. The detachment is so much. There is nothing to talk about after that. So I know this is kind of somewhat advanced stage. Right now, you need to worry about why you are slipping away from the path. So what is a mental issue? So that you know in future, something which is a mental distortion or mental issue, you can identify it when it causes suffering to others. Otherwise, whatever the mind does is all good. Because you will catch the suffering if it is causing inside you. That is easy because you are suffering. But sometimes the mind does something which causes suffering to others. That is difficult to catch because the mind will justify that whatever I did was correct. I am always right. So that is a problem. The only solution is to not to speak anything if it is not needed. Not to consider people as mine and not mine. So nobody is yours and nobody is stranger also because everybody is the same. Everybody has the same essence. So the divisions are gone. Not only the positive association, the negative association also gone. Nobody is mine and everybody is me. And that is the correct state of mind. That will overcome all the issues. So how do we know my awareness practice is going smoothly and all? And there is always peace and bliss. Such thoughts are not there. Whatever you said will never happen if you are in awareness. Will bad talk not happen? Will your voice not sound hollow and all? These are insignificant things. Check whether somebody is suffering or not. It does not matter if that is your relative or stranger. Anybody. That is true awareness. Shall I sing, there was no suffering to anybody? Perfect. Now there is no point in increasing the suffering by imagining that you have mental disorders, isn't it? It is imagination. If you want to imagine something good. Joshua is saying, thank you to Guru Field and teacher. I thought I had found freedom from darkness in the light. The knowledge provides freedom from both. You are right. Yes, absolutely. right? Our preference is not to become a saint or you see some angel or something. Useless. The only thing that will happen is unnecessary darkness will be gone. There is no need to become something which is considered higher. Nothing is higher than you, isn't it? Now, that sounds like spiritual ego, but that is the truth. Now, what can we do about it? Nothing is higher than you. So, we don't want to become anything higher or lower. It is the freedom from the concept of higher and lower. Like he said, it is the freedom from darkness and the light. Both. Freedom from duality. So, don't try to become a good person. Useless. Don't be a bad person. Completely useless. Be that which you are. You should know what you are and be that. Anything else, waste of time. That is a hobby kind of thing. I want to purify everything so that nothing bad comes out of my mind. I always talk from pure love and emotion. Completely useless. That means the illusion is still gripping you. The thing is, it is pretending to be a good illusion. I'm so good. I'm so loving. It is just another ignorance, you see. So Akash is saying, isn't it a part of purification? Akash is saying about removing mental illness and things like that. Yes. It is a part of purification, yes. Provided it is an actual mental illness, not an imaginary. Because your conversation went wrong somewhere, it is not mental illness. So how will you know that it is mental illness? And there will be some strong signs, very strong signs. Just like I said, I gave you one, that it will cause a lot of suffering to others and all. So if it is an impurity, it will be seen. You cannot get confused by it, whether it is my illness or not. This question will not be there. It will be very, very clear. Once you identify that there is an illness there, mental, physical, whatever, then we can say that yes, it is something to be worried about, and now we remove it. Very easy. How do we remove it? You see, the first medicine is awareness only. That is the first treatment. If it does not go away by that, and it kills the awareness also, sometimes the impurity is so strong that it will make the awareness disappear. Then we try to do something, you see. Then we dig into the mind and do something about it. Remove that person from those situations and so on. Although it is now completely outside the path of knowledge. Path of knowledge is completely useless here because it says your mind is not you, it is not yours also, and it will be destroyed. It is impermanent thing. So completely useless, isn't it, for practical purposes. So we come out of path of knowledge and we do whatever is possible to fix it. That is the purification. So it's saying, I do struggle with attention issues since childhood. But that is not mental illness. You can say it is impurity. A little bit. It is simply absence of quality. How do we define impurity? Where do we draw the line that, look, this is simply your habit or nature, and this is impurity, and this is illness, mental distortion. Where do we draw the lines like this? So very easy actually. If it is not causing any kind of suffering, then it is part of your nature, you see. It is just that you cannot pay attention. Is it causing harm? Is it causing loss of money or job or something, you see? If not, it's okay. Everybody is different, you see. Some people cannot pay attention. Some people can. So you somehow manage. And if it is making your life hell, we are not even talking about knowledge and path of knowledge here. Simple worldly issue. If it is causing trouble in your life, then we say it is impurity or it is some psychological disorder. We try to cure it. And if it is causing too much suffering to the self or to the others, then it is classified as mental illness. So hopefully your your attention issue is not that kind of issue, not so serious. Or you say in medical terminology, not very acute, not terminal. So don't worry. If you want to fix it, there is a lot of help available. Not on path of knowledge. The path of knowledge will say nothing about this thing. Can I become more aware and fix the attention issue? The answer is no. Your awareness will simply show you that there is no attention. That's all. It simply illuminates whatever is there. Now the intelligence comes in, intellect, and it says, I need to do something because it is harmful or it is not optimum. So the intelligence is the answer. Is it really necessary for you to attend to something? Forget about your childhood. It has nothing to do with the past. You can fix it now if you want. Intelligence is the answer. Where do I want to put my attention? Intellect should decide. If it is very important for you, naturally you will pay attention to it. If it is not important for you, there is no force in the world which can bring your attention there. It cannot be forced. So check whatever you are not attending to is really important for you. Is it your life goal? It is connected to the life goal. Or is it even pleasing and causing happiness or any kind of pleasure at all? Because the mind attends to that which is important, like danger, you see. Or it will attend to that which is pleasing, pleasure. Otherwise not. People who keep studying the books, you see. Big books, which nobody can read even, you see. How can they pay so much attention? For hours they can sit and read and write. For somebody else, it can be totally boring and unimportant thing. Painful. So they wonder, how can that person attend? And I cannot. But that for that person, it is the pleasure of their lifetime. It is their life goal to study and so on. And what about this other person? That other person can watch matches and cricket and so on TV for whole day. Football and so on. Whole day. But this other person cannot sit there for 5 minutes. It is a waste of time. So check. What do you want? Check what is your life goal. What gives you pleasure and happiness? The mind will naturally attend there. This is psychology, you see. This is not path of knowledge. Since there is no other question, I am simply trying to answer. So the practical thing comes. My job is very important for me. But I cannot pay attention there. I cannot pay attention to my work. Probably that is the issue. No need to bring childhood here. So the thing is, you are in the wrong job. Very simple answer. Do something which you really like to do, which gives you pleasure, not only money. Yes, that current job is giving you money, that much is understood, but it is not giving you happiness. It is kind of problem, isn't it? Because we want jobs and money simply to be happy, but that same source is causing suffering. That same thing from which you think is a source of happiness is simply giving you suffering. Or it is either not suffering, but it is totally boring. It is not aligned to your life goal. But in spiritual, if you want to see the spiritual side of it, it means you were not born to do that thing, job or anything else. If you are not able to pay attention to something, you were not born to do that. That is the spiritual side. That is what we call pre-allocation. It is impossible to not pay attention to your pre-allocation. Impossible. Because your birth happened for that. So if you exclude the DGR, basic human needs, then whatever remains is your pre-allocation. Whatever you want to do really in your life. Then it becomes impossible to not do that. Even if somebody says, pay attention to this something else, party or something else, you will say, no, I want to do this. These people are called passionate. And they are the most successful people in the world. Worldly life also, not only spiritual. So check your pre-allocation, do that, remove all those things which are a hurdle, obstacle in achieving your pre-allocation. How do we know they are obstacles and hurdles? They will cause suffering or boredom. You will be totally disinterested in that and you won't be able to pay attention to that. Your mind will refuse to stay there. That is not pre-allocation. That can be, you can say, situation which is forcing you to do that, like a job. You need food, you don't have any other job, so the situation is forcing you to do something. That is why you see these problems happen, because it is forced life. It is not a natural life. So what to do in this case? Slowly move away from that situation. Try to do something which you like, or finish the job. Finish your work, earn some money and retire. Because sometimes it happens that whatever we like, whatever is our pre-allocation, is totally useless for the society and nobody pays for it. Like spirituality. So we may balance somewhat. Get away with minimal. That is called the minimalism. Minimal life. Do minimal to stay alive and live a comfortable life. Suffer for that much, no problem. Because you are preventing the other suffering of not doing your life goal. So the net effect is pleasure or happiness. Happiness is the outcome of doing that for which you are born. So that is somewhat practical answer. There is nothing in path of knowledge for that. Very good, you got your answer. My estimate is usually people don't know their pre-allocation, and it takes at least 35 years to completely know why they are here. Before that, they are forced. Either they are driven by you're 23. So you will see that you will need to compromise somewhere. Immediately, you won't be freed from all the worldly duties. It won't be possible immediately. Only a few fortunate people can say that, yes, from the age of 20, I got my pre-allocation. No. So that is called the settling period for this organism. Initially, this thing, the body-mind will do whatever the parents tell that thing to do. Study, whatever, you see. Then society, whatever the society tells, that person does it. Like marriage and job and so on, earning money. You need to increase your status and so on, you see. You need to cut your hair like this. You need to dress like this. This color is for men, this for women. You see, they are completely slaves of society. Because the pre-allocation has not activated in them. So this goes on till there is a little bit of independence. Okay, whatever my parents did was for my good. They taught me all these things, you see, sent me to the school and all. Although it is completely useless for me, let us say, example. Still, my parents did something which was good for me. So you become independent of the parents. You don't follow their advice too much. Then you become independent of the society. These people are pushing me to something, useless activities, society. And that kind of intelligence happens after 30 or 35. I've seen, this is not a rule, this is simply observation. Especially the spiritual goal appears after the age of 35. Before that, society, hormones, either too angry or too fearful, or for women, too much involved in who says what, who thinks what about me, who is my relative, who is not. This is the brainwashing for women. That is what happens till some age. They are not able to think beyond their house, the border of their house, home. So the spiritual pre-allocation starts after 35 or 40. At that time, you get a guru. If you got your path and your guru before that, you are very lucky. But still the necessary must be done. Because you are not settled, you are not independent. Probably you are. But still, somewhat the slavery is dragging on somewhat, you see. Get out of there as soon as possible. Focus on pre-allocation. Nothing else is important. Job, people, relatives, society, other paths, other seekers, what is written in other books, nothing is important. Go straight for your pre-allocation. And that life is called a successful life. Like you said, why can't I fix this situation in the world? You can. If it is your pre-allocation, automatically the means will be given to you. If it is not, no matter what you do, nothing will happen. Now, this is the spiritual law. This is the law of pre-allocation. If something is allocated to you, the means to fulfill it is also given. Everybody should verify these things through their own experience. If you always get failure in something, that means very, very easy to see that it is not my pre-allocation. I always fail there. I am not born for this. So you should immediately leave it, try something else. You do not listen to people. Do not listen to your parents. That kind of intelligence happens after some age, which is natural, isn't it? We cannot expect a child to take such decisions. So Akash is saying, I do feel lucky that I hear you. I'm mostly free from external mental influences. So very big achievement, isn't it? Freedom. This mind is bound by what? Only the indoctrination from ignorant people. Otherwise, it is naturally happy. Otherwise, there is no problem in the mind, you see. Otherwise, even ignorance is okay for it. What if somebody does not know who am I? What is this existence? What is illusion? What is not? It does not matter really. They are naturally happy. They are naturally blissful. And the problem is indoctrination. You must do this. You must speak like this. You must talk like this. You see, you need to earn this much money. You need to bring this much status and name and fame for our family. So that ruins everything. Indoctrination is so strong that when people do something which is not normal, normal is decided by other people, isn't it? When they do something which is not according to others, they are called mentally diseased, mental issues. That is simply your indoctrination. Now become free from these things. So thank you everybody for attending today's meeting. Namaste.